All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Anuja Kumar. The headlines. First meeting of G20 finance ministers and central bank governors to be inaugurated in Bengaluru today. G20 Working Group meeting of culture also to kickstart in Khajuraho. Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde named the Shiv Sena chief. Hectic election campaigning underway in Meghalaya and Nagaland. Indian Railways to launch Guru Kripa Yatra with Bharat Gaurav Tourist train on 5th of April this year. And US President Joe Biden to meet leaders of 9 countries on NATO's eastern flank in Warsaw today. And now the news in detail. The first G20 finance ministers and central bank governors meeting under the G20 Indian presidency will begin in Bengaluru today. Union Minister for Information and Broadcasting Anurag Thakur will inaugurate the G20 meeting. This meeting on 24th and 25th of February will see the participation of finance ministers and central bank governors of the G20 members and heads of the international organizations. The meeting will be covering issues such as strengthening multilateral development banks to address shared global challenges of the 21st century, financing for resilient, inclusive and sustainable cities of tomorrow, leveraging digital public infrastructure for advancing financial inclusion. The sessions will also cover issues related to global economy, global health and international taxation. The discussions in the G20 finance ministers and central bank governors meeting are intended to provide a clear mandate for the various work streams of the G20 finance track in 2023. On the sidelines of these meetings, a number of side events have been planned for the visiting delegates on subjects such as digital public infrastructure, policy perspectives on crypto assets, and the role of national payment systems in cross-border payments. The first G20 Working Group meeting of culture will kick-start from today at Khajuraho in Madhya Pradesh. The 4-day meeting will conclude on the 25th of this month. More than 125 delegates from G20 members will attend the meeting. A report.
Union Minister for Culture and Tourism G. Kishan Reddy, MP Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan, Union Minister for Social Justice and Empowerment Dr. Virendra Kumar, and Union Minister of the State for Culture Srimati Meenakshi Lekhi will inaugurate an exhibition titled Readdress Return of Treasures at Maharaja Chhatrasal Convention Center today. Cultural program will be organized including the Khajuraho Dance Festival for the foreign delegates. The delegates will also visit the western group of temples, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. They will also take to Panna Tiger Reserve. On the first day of the Working Group meeting of culture, Padma Shri Nek Ram, known as the Millet Man, is invited to celebrate the International Year of Millets. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
In a major development, Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde was named the Shiv Sena chief leader following the national executive meeting of the party yesterday. This was the first national executive meeting of the Shiv Sena after Eknath Shinde got the party's name and the election symbol. After the meeting, State Minister and Shiv Sena leader Uday Samant said that in this executive meeting, Chief Minister Eknath Shinde was elected as the chief leader of the party. He informed that many important proposals were presented in the meeting, which includes the proposal to give Bharat Ratna to Veer Savarkar. Apart from this, a proposal was presented to give more employment opportunities to the local youth in all the projects in the state and to give Marathi language the status of an elite language. Several MLAs, MPs and other Shiv Sena leaders who have been working with Shinde since he broke away from the party led by Uddhav Thackeray attended the meeting. Hectic election campaigning is underway in Meghalaya and Nagaland. In Meghalaya, top leaders of all the major political parties are taking part in the electioneering on their last leg of campaigning ahead of the polling scheduled on the 27th of this month. TMC leader Dr. Mukul Sangma alleged the NPP-led MDA government of misappropriations in purchase of 807 acres of land in East Khasi Hills district to a tune of 140 crore rupees. Sangma called MDA the Meghalaya Deceitful Alliance, for doing injustice to the villagers of Mobdang Maukhanu by purchasing the land from the middlemen and paying the villagers a meager amount. Former Union Minister and Congress leader Sachin Pilot has alleged the Bharatiya Janata Party of failing to deliver on its promises despite being in the government both at the centre and the state for the last 5 years. He spoke to the media in Shillong last evening and said inflation and unemployment continue to be major issues in Meghalaya. In Nagaland, all the star campaigners are making an all-out effort to attract the voters. The overall progress of the state, infrastructure development, social security and lasting peace are some of the issues that are being promised by political parties. Chief Minister and NDPP leader Nifio Rio, State BJP Chief Tamje Nimna along Congress leader Shashi Tharoor will campaign today in the state. Our correspondent has filed a report on women candidates contesting in the polls.
The 4 women candidates are set to make history in Nagaland this year if any of them manage to seal victory. With over 49% women voters and also a dominant workforce in public life in general, not a single female candidate has been elected to the assembly in Nagaland so far. There are a total of 183 candidates, but political parties have given tickets to only 4 female candidates. The ruling National Democratic Progressive Alliance has given tickets to 2 candidates, while the BJP and Congress fielded 1 each. With Asanu, this is Manas Pratim Sharma, AR News, Kohima.
Uttar Pradesh government will present its budget for the financial year 2023-24 today. Finance Minister of the state Suresh Khanna will present the budget in the State Legislative Assembly at 11 this morning. It is expected that the budget will focus on development, youth, women and farmers. The debate on motion of thanks to Governor's address will also begin today after the presentation of the annual budget. The state government had presented an annual budget of 6.15 lakh crore rupees on 26th of May 2022. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. Indian Railways is set to launch Guru Kripa Yatra from 5th of April this year from Lucknow with its exclusive Bharat Gaurav Tourist train. During the 11-day holy tour, the pilgrims will visit the most prominent revered sites of Sikhism, which includes the 5 holy takhts. The tour will include a visit to Sri Kesgarh Sahib Gurudwara and Virasat-e Khalsa at Anandpur Sahib, Gurudwara Sri Patalpuri Sahib at Kiratpur Sahib, Gurudwara Sri Fatehgarh Sahib at Sarhind, Sri Akal Takht Sahib and Sri Harmandir Sahib at Amritsar, Sri Damdama Sahib at Bhatinda, Takht Sachkhand Sri Hazur Sahib at Nanded, Gurudwara Sri Guru Nanak Jhira Sahib at Bidar and Gurudwara Sri Harmandir Ji Sahib at Patna. Speaking exclusively to AIR News on the launch of Guru Kripa Yatra, IRCTC CMD Rajni Hasija said,
ट्रेन है, इसे गुरु कृपा का नाम दिया गया है। ये काफी सिख समुदाय से कंसल्ट करके हम लोगों ने इसकी आइटनरी फाइनल की है और ये ट्रेन जो है 5 अप्रैल को स्टार्ट हो रही है और ये लखनऊ से स्टार्ट होगी और तराई क्षेत्र में पीलीभीत और बरेली वगैरह होते हुए काफी नागरिकों को पिक करेगी। स्लीपर क्लास का जो पैकेज है वो 20,000 का है और जो AC 3 टायर है उसका जो पैकेज है वो 30,000 का है। गाड़ी ये बैसाखी के अवसर पर बनाई गई है ताकि बैसाखी वाले दिन वो पटना साहिब में मौजूद रह सके और जो पहला गुरुद्वारा है और जिसे विरासत खालसा आनंदपुर साहिब, अब हम लगभग 8 डेस्टिनेशन पर गाड़ी को लेके जा रहे हैं। टूर पैकेज में सब कुछ इंक्लूसिव है। 11 दिन का टूर होगा जिसमें 678 पैसेंजर जो है वो यात्रा कर सकते हैं मैक्सिमम।
The centre has announced the release of 20 lakh tons of wheat from the Food Corporation of India in the open market for sale through e-auction. The reduction reserve price along with the additional offloading of 20 lakh tons of wheat will collectively help in reducing the market price of wheat and wheat products for consumers. Earlier, the Committee of Ministers under the chairmanship of Home Minister Amit Shah had decided to release 30 lakh tons of wheat for sale through e-auction to flour mills, private traders, buyers and manufacturers of wheat products. The Consumer Affairs Ministry said so far 50 lakh tons of wheat have been decided to offload under Open Market Sales Scheme 2023. The ministry said after the announcement of the Open Market Sales Scheme Policy 2023, the prices of wheat and atta have come down. Union Minister of State for Science and Technology Dr. Jitendra Singh has said that the troika of space, drone and geospatial policy will propel India as a preeminent technological power in a few years from now. Addressing a national conference on geospatial policy for national development in Delhi, Dr. Jitendra Singh said unlocking of the space sector for private participation and final approval of geospatial policy are the transformative game-changer decisions by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Union Minister for Education Dharmendra Pradhan has said that Jammu and Kashmir is witnessing a new dawn of development under the visionary leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The Education Minister was addressing an international education fair organized by Sher-e-Kashmir University of Agricultural Sciences and Technology of Kashmir in the national capital yesterday. The minister added that with the implementation of national education policy, the Government of India is internationalizing its education system. He added that the Ministry of Education will support, encourage and facilitate the globalization of Sher-e-Kashmir University. He also appealed to the universities of the country to join efforts to establish India as a global study destination. On the occasion, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar said that in the last 4 years, Jammu and Kashmir has witnessed a big process of change which was intended to ensure the benefit of progress and development to the people, particularly the youth of the region. US President Joe Biden will meet the leaders of 9 countries on NATO's eastern flank in Warsaw today. Responding to Russian President Vladimir Putin's statement against the West, the US President said the West is not plotting to attack Russia. As the Russian President Putin said, he said, millions of Russian citizens who only want to live in peace with their neighbors are not the enemy. Earlier on Tuesday, Mr. Biden said that Ukraine will never be a victory for Russia. Addressing a crowd of several thousand people outside the royal castle in Warsaw, Poland, Mr. Biden said, Kyiv stands strong, Kyiv stands proud, it stands tall, and most importantly, it stands free. The US President reiterated the West's continued support for Ukraine. He said there should be no doubt that their support for Ukraine will not waver, NATO will not be divided, and they will not tire. Indian teen Tilottama Sen has won bronze medal in the women's 10-meter air rifle at ISSF World Cup at Cairo in Egypt. The 14-year-old Sen won second bronze for India, 5th overall after ending the top 8 ranking round with a score of 262. She missed out on the gold medal match by the narrowest possible margin of 0.1. Great Britain's Sionard McIntosh won gold and Switzerland's Olympic champion Nina Christian came second to win silver. And now for a look at today's newspapers. It's over to Renu Kataria.
Thank you, Anuja. The dailies have cited the Prime Minister hailing the new era as UPI goes global. The Asian Age quotes the Prime Minister saying digital transactions to exceed cash in India soon. The Tribune reports the Reserve Bank of India's decision allowing access to UPI facility to travellers from G20 nations. Women officers to head units in forward areas to command roles for the first time, writes Hindustan Times. In a first, the Supreme Court starts AI-aided live transcript of arguments, reports the Indian Express. Russia suspends the last remaining major nuclear treaty with the US suspending its participation in the New START treaty, notes the Hindu. A headline in the Economic Times quotes the International Monetary Fund saying over 50% global growth to be from India, China this year, and finally showcasing engineering marvel to bring Kashmir Valley closer to rest of the nation. A headline in the Pioneer says railway begins laying tracks on Chenab Bridge. And with that, it's back to you, Anuja.
Thank you, Renu. And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. First meeting of G20 finance ministers and central bank governors to be inaugurated in Bengaluru today. G20 Working Group meeting of culture also to kickstart in Khajuraho. Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde named Shiv Sena chief. Hectic election campaigning underway in Meghalaya and Nagaland. Indian Railways to launch Guru Kripa Yatra with Bharat Gaurav Tourist train on 5th of April this year. And US President Joe Biden to meet leaders of 9 countries on NATO's eastern flank in Warsaw today. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.